It's time for another episode of Raising Courageous Leaders by Mr. Bunke Shipalana. That's my dad.
So today in the Motivation Open Line, we are saying how to get through the land of if only. Care to elaborate?
Yes, we live in a funny, if I have to use that word, world where most people live in a world that has lots of if only.
Yeah.
If only I had studied further. If only I had never broken up with him or her.
Yeah.
If only I had taken that job. If only I had invested in that project. And they go through this life where everything is about if only.
Yeah.
The funny thing again is that there's nothing wrong with the land of if only. The challenge arises when people make the land of if only a place they live in and not just a visit.
Yeah.
The minute your entire life, the last 10 years, is full of if only, it means that you are a permanent resident in that land. Visiting the land of if only is not wrong at all, but never apply for permanent residency. Most of us, we tend to live in nowhere instead of now here, meaning that we are nowhere. We're not in the future. We are not in the present. We're not in the past. We are just floating around, looking around instead of living now here. So that's what if only land is about.
And when I think about it, trying to internalize it myself, it's almost as though you're saying we have a tendency of romanticizing, how we think our life could have turned out had we made different choices. Why do we romanticize that? Because you always think that maybe your life could have turned out better if you had done this or the other, but you have no way of knowing that.
I'm not sure. Maybe one day I'll ask God when I get there. But the amazing thing is that when we talk about if only, we only look at the positive.
Yeah. Yes.
We think that everything would have gone well.
Yeah.
If only I had gone to study in America. You don't know what will have happened.
Exactly.
If only I'd stayed with this guy. And you only complain now because the person that you're with now is not making you happy. So you say, maybe if I'd stayed with Mandla.
Yeah.
But you don't know what will have happened.
You don't know.
So when we look back and in this if only land always shows us what we imagine will have been the best or the most advantageous solution. But that's not reality. That is just good thinking and good wishing.
So now how do we avoid being in this permanent state or permanent citizens, as you call it, in the land of if only?
I've got 3 points. Number 1, be grateful for what you have. Be grateful. Wake up each and every morning. Before you complain, before you pray for your wishes, be grateful for what you have. Be grateful that you actually woke up. Be grateful that there is a roof over your head. Be grateful that there is something that you are planning to do on that day. There's a job, there's a project. When you stop giving, and I mean with your words, you stop living. When you stop being thankful with your words, you stop living. Gratitude for me is the behavior of watering your tree or your seed. So at the end of the day, this tree called the bonke, yes, it has to bear fruit in its designated season. But if I don't water it, either the fruits are not going to be great or world class, or it won't bear any fruit. And the amazing thing is that within the fruits there are seeds. That's how you expand. That's where legacy comes from. That's where generational growth and income comes from. But most of us are not grateful, meaning that we're not watering the tree or the trunk or the seed.
True.
So number 1, be grateful for what you have, regardless of how small it is. Number 2, stop comparing yourself with others.
Eish. And social media makes this very hard, hey?
Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else chapter 15. Follow your own path, write your own life story, and never give up on yourself. I mean, I'm sure that there's a young person out there who's working in a particular branch says, I want to be like Apelele, I want to do on radio. Do they know how long you have been on radio? Do they know where you started? Do they know the midnight shift that you had to do?
Eish.
So for you to be where you are today, there was a lot of sacrifice that you had to go through.
Yeah.
So when someone compares themselves with you, they forget that apparently the professional. She has been on this thing for many, many, many years. That's why she's as good as she is. So comparison is the thief of all joy. And this was a quote by an ex-president in the States. Comparison
is the thief
of
all joy.
Of all joy.
My goodness.
And then Sheen once said that a flower does not think of competing with a flower next to it. It just blossoms.
Oh, love that.
So at the end of the day, just blossom. Just do you.
Yeah.
Stop looking at others and say, if they're buying a burger today, I'm eating burger. If they're becoming vegan, I'm becoming vegan. If they're doing yoga, I'm doing yoga.
Yeah.
If they're going to gym to do boxing, I'm going to do gym boxing. If people are speaking about the universe, and now I'm going to speak about the universe. Just do you, my brother and sister.
Yeah, love that.
Number 3, which is the last point, principles versus taste. And the easiest way I can dramatize these two is that when I went to study for my BCom degree, I had major subjects and I had minor subjects.
Yeah.
Major subjects were economics, business and business management. If I had passed all the minor subjects and still the major subjects, Benzo John, major subjects are what defines the direction that you are taking. While minor subjects are there to add flavor, that's what's called taste, flavor to your journey.
Yeah.
So make sure that you major in your principles and do minor things with your taste.
Yeah.
In matters of principle, stand like a rock.
Yes.
In matters of taste, swim with the current. And that was said by Thomas Jefferson. While most of us do the opposite. In matters of principle, no, we swim with the current. And in matters of taste, we stand like a rock. So my encouragement to everyone else, know what is it in your life that you don't discuss, you don't debate, because this is who you are. This is what defines you and will define you forever. And in certain things that are just about taste or flavor, yes, you can change around depending on who you are with or where you are going in life. Swimming with the current when it comes to principles is an easy way out, but it means you have compromised your principles in order to be socially accepted. Most of us tend to change, not because we think it's right. Why? Because we want to be socially accepted. And when it comes to principle, that is a no-no. And at the end of the day, that will lead you to becoming a resident in the land of if only.
And I want us to leave something in the hearts and minds and plant something in the hearts and minds of African bankers this morning, particularly on the point of gratitude. I think sometimes it's hard for you to cultivate an attitude or a mindset of gratitude when you're perhaps going through a lot of challenges. So how is it that you would advise that we try and reach into the space and the mindset that forces us to be grateful for what we have? Because I love that point you were talking about. Gratitude is the behavior of watering your tree. We want to water our tree. So how do we begin, even in all the fog that, we have around us? We have so many challenges in our lives, and maybe sometimes it might be difficult for us to tap into a sense of gratitude. Where do we begin, Bonke?
I think that the biggest challenge that we are facing as young people, not even as young people, as the world, is that when you talk about gratitude, most people tend to think of money, wealth, resources.
100%.
And that's what the media has taught us, that for you to be happy, you need more money.
More and more.
More of anything. You need 7 cars, you need X, Y, Z.
Yes.
And my question to you today is, what is it that you have in your life that money can't buy? What is it that you have in your life that money can't buy? And that's where gratitude starts. Is your family still talking to each other? Be happy about that. Do you still have a job before money? Be happy about that. Do you still call someone on Father's Day and Mother's Day and send that? Be happy about that. So are you still healthy? Because there were people who had money who passed away.
Oh, yes.
Because whatever they're going through, money could not solve. Are you able to sleep at night peacefully without really stressing and sweating the whole night because of challenges that you're facing? Be happy about that. So take money out of the equation as a first level of gratitude. And look at things that you have that money can't buy. Is your baby going to school and doing well? You didn't control that. You didn't add to their IQ. So be happy about things that money can't buy. And once you start there, then money becomes secondary and not the other way around.
Oof. Love that. Love that. Thank you so very much for giving me that sense. Yeah, one of that thing.
That boom, boom, boom.
There, you know. Bonke Shipalana, life strategist and businessman. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to the next. Have yourself a good week ahead.
Thank you, madam.
That's the Motivation Open Line with Bonke Shipalana. Hope you enjoyed that. It's 19 minutes now before 11.
Stop waiting for someone to rescue you.
You must have patience and engage in consistent action.
Find the inspiration within yourself.
Patience
to rise above and be your own hero. Join Bonke Shipalana on The Power Within